Seahawks +6 in Baltimore. 56% of the bets on the Ravens. 68% of the money on the Seahawks. This is tough, man. I love the Ravens, and I love them the last 2 weeks. They've kept me even, or relatively close to even, and this is a tough spot to back them with the Seahawks coming in as 6-point dogs. The spread opened at 3, and it's been bet all the way up to 6. Yet the money's still on the Seahawks. It feels weird. Feels very weird to me. The Ravens look like the best team in the NFL up there with the Eagles right now, with the way that Lamar looks on offense. He looks incredibly efficient. They're running the ball really well. Zay Flowers is looking great. Their defense has taken over, I think, as the number 1 defense in the NFL. So I think this is a really difficult spot for Geno, who has looked really inconsistent of late, to come into Baltimore and cover 6 points or cover a spread. However, I think this is large. I think 6 points is a lot for 2 good teams, 2 good offenses, and Pete Carroll versus Harbaugh. This is like creme de la creme. The Seahawks could come and upset the Ravens here if they're not on their game, right? But they could also get blown out. So you saw, obviously, the Seahawks beat the Lions in a shootout. The Ravens just murdered the Lions. So it's kind of weird where I stand here. I don't know. I probably lean Seahawks +6 just because I think 6 is too many.
I kind of like the under. And the reason being, I think both these defenses are really sound at what the other offenses do well. Where I think Jamal Adams should be able to lock down, say, Flowers. And I think that for the most part, if Walker's able to get past this D-line that has a couple of issues, but not too many for the Ravens at right and left end, I think that the linebackers will be able to shut them down. So I lean under here, and it's interesting that everyone's betting the over and the total's going down. So I find it to be interesting. So I kind of want to take the under now in case it keeps going down, but I think I might wait and just see what happens.
I know I did talk about how, the public backing the overs is probably going to even out through the rest of the year, but it is 3-14 when the public backs an over above 75 or 70%. And right now the public's on the over 80% in this game. And it finished last year when 70%, 9-20. So 11 games under 500, and you're 4-14. So 10 games under 500 now. Like, it's still not great. So I definitely lean the under, especially with so many bets on the over and it's moving down. It's a good sign. The Ravens defense is great, and the Seahawks defense is going to have to prevent the Ravens from scoring, and they love to run the ball. So it's good under here. However, 6 is so many, despite the Ravens looking so good. So we'll see where these things stand on Sunday. But this is one of the more interesting matchups of the week for sure.
Yeah, I really like these defensive matchups that the Ravens are going to be able to get, as well as I just don't feel a ton of threat from the Ravens running game if your name isn't Lamar Jackson. So Lamar's going to have a huge game if they're going to blow them out as they've done to some teams. Like, that's a pretty basic take, but I mean, it is what it is. It's Lamar fucking Jackson. So I lean under here.
It depends on what Geno you get, though. Like, he's looked so inconsistent. It looks like he can be the best quarterback, the MVP, comeback player of the year for 2 drives, and then he disappears for so long. Like, it's like, I don't know which version you're going to get. And they're traveling across the country. You're getting the Ravens at home, and they just need to keep winning. The Ravens are in a spot where they can get the number 1 seed if they want it, and they're gonna keep winning games. And I think this is a really tough spot for the Seahawks. However, 6 feels so much, and you're seeing it move a lot. So this is a weird one. I'm curious to see where things stand on Sunday.
Yeah, me too. I'm definitely not going to rip you now, but that was one I previously wanted to stay away from. But as we continue to talk about it, I really like the under for multiple reasons now, including your trends as well as some of these matchups I'm seeing.
Thank you guys for listening. This is our breakdown of Week 9 in the NFL. It's been fun. Eddie and I have been on the opposite side of a lot of these games. But as always, you can check out our articles, as always, on happyhoursports.net for NFL. NBA is ramping up. We've got NHL ramping up as well. College football, as always. And then, of course, the Prelim and Pilsners podcast. Or is it Pilsners and Prelims? Pilsners and Prelims podcast. I know. Again, I made the name and I still forget it. But that's how catchy it is. That's how you know it's good.
Yeah, we just got done recording for UFC Sao Paulo last night. You will see that. Well, that'll be out by the time this podcast comes out. So definitely go check us out. We previewed every single fight on that card, besides the one that got nixed with Elvis Brenner, where he got a different opponent. As well as be sure to check us out for hockey content. I know DJ touched on it, but we've got 3 dedicated hockey writers now on the site, and they are super fired up about hockey being back. And they're writing some cool pieces. It's not just betting stuff. There's a lot of opinion stuff on there too, where I feel like if you guys go and read their stuff and want to chime in too, definitely find them on Twitter and where they post a lot of their content and join that conversation. So couldn't be more excited about what's going on, to your point, Deej, and couldn't be more excited to bounce back in week 9 either.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. I'm excited to get into it. So thank you guys for listening. As always, we are here on Sharpen the Public every Tuesday and Friday, recapping and previewing NFL weeks. Thank you for listening. We will catch you next time. And thank you for checking us out on YouTube. Keep getting us some support. We're getting a few subscribers here and there. So thank you to everyone on YouTube. We appreciate you. And hopefully we can keep on winning for you. So
cheers, guys. The boys bet better with beer.